Hey gang, today we're taking a look at Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Deluxe Class Airachnid. Got this sucker at BBTS, that's BigBadToyStore.com. Airachnid's tech specs are interesting, strength 5, intelligence 9, speed is 8. And then on the back we just have the figure in all its photoshopped glory and the vehicle mode. So let's open up the package and take a look. Out of the box, Airachnid doesn't look too bad. In fact, the helicopter mode looks very, very sleek and very nice. Being a stealth helicopter and all, I rather like it. It does only have one gimmick in the fact that the blades spin. In the vehicle mode, it is very top-heavy and doesn't sit well at all. There are no landing gears to speak of on the bottom of the figure. The figure does come with two little accessories. Comes with these two little web-like harpoon guns. They don't fire, they don't shoot, but they are nice to look at and pretty cool. I have to admit, I really like the paint scheme on it. The gold, the purple, and the black work really well. There are a couple of ways you can attach these to the body. The first way is the way we all know and that we've seen in pictures, is like this. And with the stub pointing down, it does offer some stability in this mode. Then you can also, according to the directions, just rotate these back, or you can unpeg them, flip them around, and peg them in like this, where they are flat and pointing out. And you can also rotate them back so that they're just sitting on the back like that. It's nice to know you have options, but I find it a little weird that being able to display it backwards and forwards was actually in the directions. Compared to RID-RC, you see that the fembots are definitely going to be smaller than their counterparts. Among her fellow flyers, she is just as sleek and stealthy as the other two. I find that Soundwave's vehicle mode comparatively is not nearly as elegant as Starscream or Airachnid's. The only real detail besides the nice purple canopy is this very tiny Decepticon symbol on the nose of the helicopter. This figure's transformation is very easy, disturbingly easy. To start, we'll grab the rotor and pull it off the figure, and we'll put that off to the side. Then taking the figure, lift the canopy, like that. Notice the purple seat inside. Take the nose and flip the nose up into the canopy and close the canopy. Come to the sides here and just kind of fold them out like this. Fold them out and away from the body, from the fuselage. Take the shoulders and rotate them out like that. And when you pop a ball joint, they do pretty much easily go back very easily. Like that. Take a look at the back of the figure. You'll see the tail comes in and then flares out. Take those flared out parts and pull them up and away from the tail and split them open like that. And then turn the figure up. Spread the tail to form the legs and fold out the feet, or high heels in this case. Grab the canopy and grab the legs of the figure and slide the canopy up, and it should sort of snap into place. There we go. Fold out the open hand and extend the arm. Next, take the helicopter blades, and you'll find one that has a bar going all the way across, so we'll take that, flip it all the way around, like that, and then collapse the blades at the midpoint, like that. Take the back of Airachnid, and notice this little purple part right here. So what we'll do is plug this in, and then fold this forward such that this peg hole right here where my thumb is plugs into that point that sticks up. And there we go. Airachnid in robot mode doesn't look that good. Unfortunately, she's really nothing more than a shell former, and that's a real disappointment. I was really hoping this figure was better than the pictures kind of made her look to be. Unfortunately, posability suffers on this figure because it is incredibly top-heavy. But there is some solace in the fact that you can pose the limbs, the spider legs, out of the blades on the back. I do like that fact. But posability of this figure is not very good. You're not going to be able to get many poses out of this sucker. There is a ball joint in the shoulder, but you have to be careful as the arm is limited thanks to this big panel and the canopy. Then there are these double hinges that make the lower arm, or forearm, which just look ridiculous. And then the hands look terrible, and they can't go all the way down unless you go in and maybe saw off this little piece of plastic. Then they can swivel all the way down. The head, which I really like the head sculpt, and I'm having trouble finding the camera here. The head sculpt is dead on accurate, and I never realized how much she looks like Maleficent. But it is on a ball joint, however, it is horribly hampered thanks to the canopy on her back. Legs, ball joint in the hip, hinge joint in the knee, no foot joint, and thankfully she's got this tail fin for an extra heel, but having her feet where they are, they're kind of forward to the rest of the figure a little bit compared to the weight distribution. She ends up having to lean forward quite a bit thanks to the weight on the claws here. The claws are on ball joints, however, the plastic in the ball joint severely limits it. I can't go any farther down or up. I can only go in and out compared to the figure. And then if you unpeg it, well, it just starts flipping around. Not very posable at all. If I had to sum up Airachnid's robot mode in one word, I would have to say the word disappointing. There was a lot of promise in this figure, however, the overall look and the final product are just not that good. Yes, it has a fantastic head sculpt, but a great head sculpt cannot fix a crappy figure. When it comes right down to it, this is the worst figure in the Transformers RID line. Forget all the Bumblebees, forget any of the other figures that I didn't like. None of them were bad. This is the first bad figure. And that really is hard for me to say because I had high hopes for this little lady. I was really, really hoping that this would be a good figure. Unfortunately, it isn't. And I hate to say it, but save your money from this, guys. Don't even bother. It's not worth it. It's not worth hunting. It's not worth going out and finding. It's just not worth having in your collection. And I really wish that was not the case. I could see where customizers could really have a field day with this, though. Just transforming it back into vehicle mode, I see that it would make an interesting, maybe repaint and remold into Transformers Prime Thunder Clash, maybe? I think that would be interesting. You know, the female boat robot from Transformers Cybertron. Or a submarine, or maybe even into a dolphin, I don't know. But I could see where kit bashers and fan customizers would have a field day with this figure. In fact, I'd love to see what Jin Satome could do with this thing. So, as I said, this is not a very good figure. I don't particularly like it. I don't think you should even bother purchasing it. I really feel like this is going to be a peg warmer because, one, in vehicle mode, it just looks small in the packaging. Two, it's just not a very good figure. And if you were wondering why I didn't compare it to any other robot modes, to be honest, it's just not worth comparing to much, much better figures.